Thanks to the RESP issue application, you will be able to save a significant amount of time as you will be able to generate the IA application form for My Education Plus and Diploma and generate the government forms specific to your client's situation. Only enter the information once so that it is copied on each form. Print all forms with a single click. And based on your situation, send your enrollment form. To access the issue application, you are required to sign into the Advisor Center and select RESP New Issue under My Tools and Applications in the main menu. Before you begin, note that the mandatory fields are in blue during the enrollment. You can obtain more information by clicking on the question mark. Each time you move on to a new screen, the information you have entered will be validated and saved. The first step will enable you to enter the application number if you have already completed the application with your client and are ready to enter it electronically. The identification section enables you to first enter the subscriber information. If you use Client Manager, you have the ability to import your client's information, a great way to save time. It's at this step that you can indicate whether there is a joint subscriber and enter the joint subscriber's information. Once again, you can import the information in Client Manager. You can then add a replacing subscriber in the event of the death of the subscriber and the joint subscriber. You are now at the step where you can enter the beneficiary information. You must enter the number of children to be listed on the contract and answer a few questions based on the number of children selected. You must then enter the information specific to each beneficiary listed on the contract. You will then be asked if the amounts are from an IA Financial Group RESP or an RESP from another institution. A summary of all the information you have entered to date is shown at this point. You can validate the information and modify it if necessary. You are now able to view and print the enrollment-related forms. You can go on to enter the information manually when you meet with your client. You can also save the information and come back to it later. You will find your transaction in the Incomplete Transactions tool, which is available under My Tools and Applications. You can choose to continue entering information in the application. To move on to subsequent sections, you must enter all plan member information. You can now select the type of plan and the product. If you have selected My Education Plus, an investor profile is required. You are now at the Investment Instructions step. You must first enter the type of premiums. Then you must enter the allocation of the premium amount between the high interest account and the segregated funds from Classic Series 7575 that are available if you have selected My Education Plus. Classic Series 7575 Prestige will be available if the client is eligible. You must then specify the fund selection and allocation of amounts in each fund. If the client has selected electronic fund transfer and/or PAC as the type of premium, you must enter the client's banking information at this step. The Grant Instructions step enables you to choose the investment instrument in which grants will be invested. Note that only grants that are not related to a deposit and to which the client is eligible are shown on this screen. You can enter the instructions for each grant or simply copy the instructions selected at the Investment Instructions step. A page of non-financial information will enable you to enter notes regarding a discrepancy with the investor profile as well as any special instructions. This page shows the guarantee's maturity date. For Diploma, you must enter the guarantee's maturity date. You can then validate or complete the representative's information and, if applicable, add other representatives to the contract. A complete summary is displayed and you can modify certain information. You have now entered all the information required for the RESP new issue. The issue application generates the IA RESP application form, F38A, and all appropriate government forms, which are already completed. You can now print the forms. By using the new issue application, you are not required to provide a copy to the client once signed. The individual savings and retirement team will send this document directly to the client once the contract is issued. If you want to add the CIDE and CID guarantees for diploma, you must print Form F51-298A from the Document Center in Advisor Center and attach it to your documents. Once you have obtained the client's signature, you can go back into the issue application to confirm the enrollment. A checklist will help you remember which signatures you must have obtained to ensure that you submit all documents required to open the RESP. Note that once the enrollment is confirmed, it will no longer be possible to modify it. Depending on your situation, you can confirm the enrollment, which can be approved by your agency before being submitted to head office. You can find the enrollment in the transaction follow-up of your Advisor Center. In some cases, by clicking on Finish, the enrollment will be in Incomplete Transactions, and you must send paper copies to head office for processing of your new issue application.